What happens when you build a business you spent years dreaming about and you realize you really just don't enjoy running the thing anymore? From the outside, everything looks extremely successful, and you had the projects, the teams, the revenue, and the recognition. And other designers look at your business, especially on Instagram, and they think, wow, she has really cracked the nut and figured it out. But behind all that beautiful photography and that full calendar, you're feeling tired, disconnected, and increasingly resentful of the work that you actually once loved. And you catch yourself fantasizing about shutting it all down, and then you feel guilty because this is exactly what you wanted. Well, today we're talking about the disconnect between external success and internal fulfillment. You are not ungrateful. You are not failing. You may simply need to redesign the business that you worked so hard to build. Welcome to Success by Design, the podcast for interior designers who want businesses that are profitable, sustainable, and supportive of the lives that you actually want to lead. And today I want to talk about the stage of business ownership that nobody prepares you for, because the business looks successful, but it is no longer feeling successful to you. This is especially difficult in the design industry because we are surrounded by appearances, and people see this polished portfolio and the big project reveal and oh my gosh, the ribbon cutting at the new beautiful studio. And they do not see the decision fatigue and the cash flow pressure, maybe team issues and client emotions that you are juggling, or those late night emails, because you can create an extraordinary business and still create a role for yourself that you actually no longer want. So picture this, a designer who's been in the business for maybe 8 to 10 years. And in the beginning, she wanted better projects, stronger clients, consistent revenue, a team, a studio, and industry recognition. And through the years, she got it. Her revenue came in higher. Her projects are larger, and her name actually carries weight now. But newer designers are coming to her and asking for advice. But on Sunday afternoon, we start getting what I lovingly call the Sunday scaries. We're worried about Monday. You're checking email before you get out of bed in the morning. You cannot take a vacation without monitoring projects. And maybe your team technically handles the work, but every important decision is still coming to you. And I know how utterly exhausting that can be. Having been in business for almost 20 years running a design firm, I get it. Every client still wants access to you. Every employee still needs your approval. Every vendor issue eventually lands on your desk, and you have more help, but you also do not feel less responsible. In fact, you might even feel more responsible because the decisions have bigger impact. What you can lose is far greater than it was way back when you started. And maybe a substantial new project comes in, and instead of that like really great blush of first excitement you used to get, you're like, oh, how are we going to fit this in? See, revenue has increased, but your freedom has not. And that's where the rub is coming. Because the business is objectively successful, we often tell ourselves, oh, you have no right to feel unhappy. Completely not true. So here's where I see a lot of designers misdiagnosing this problem. You think that a vacation's going to solve it. I did too. Or get another employee or contractor, or a better project management system, higher fees. Let's get rid of the really difficult clients. Now, I'm not saying those things don't help, because a lot of times they do, but they don't address that real deep-seated issue in your company. The deeper problem is often that the business was built around growth and revenue and client demand and industry expectations, but time out, because it was never built around your desire or quality of life. This is why I'm so big on having your business work for you rather than you working for it. See, the business became really good at serving everyone else, your clients, your team, your vendors, your projects, but no one stopped to ask if ever, and especially now, is the business actually serving you? And another common conclusion I see designers make is maybe I just don't love design anymore. Maybe, but often you do not hate design. You're hating how you are currently experiencing it, which I get. You're not hating your clients. You're just frustrated by the endless accessibility they have to you. And you don't disregard your team. You're just frustrated that every single question is coming to you. And it's not even that you hate the business. You just hate the role that you're occupying inside of it at the current time. And this distinction is really important, because I am here to tell you today, a word of encouragement: your role can be redesigned. So what's really going on? Let's talk about a few things that can happen. You scaled activity, without scaling autonomy. I see this one a lot. See, because most designers believe growth will automatically create freedom for you. And I'm here to tell you, as you probably learned by now, it does not actually do that. See, growth creates more projects, decisions, team members, financial exposure, and opportunities for a litany of problems. Freedom only increases when the business becomes less dependent on your constant involvement in it. And you can run a 7-figure company that still behaves like a demanding freelance practice. The question is not only how much revenue the business produces. That's why when people say, oh, I have a multi-million-dollar business, I want to say, what is your net? What is your profit out of that? Because you can have $1 million business and be paying yourself $70,000 a year, which is not where we want to be, but it does happen. The question is, what stops when you stop? I want you to ask yourself a few of these questions today, and these are tough ones. What can no one approve without me? Which relationships depend entirely on me? And where have I delegated the task but retained the decision? Ooh, that last one is critical because you may have moved work off your desk without moving the mental responsibility of it. Okay, second thing I see, your strengths have actually now become your liabilities. No one wants to talk about this, but the qualities that help you build the business and got you where you are today can absolutely eventually exhaust you. You're responsive, so everyone contacts you directly, and you solve problems well. So guess what? Every problem is sent to you, and you have great taste, so no selection is moving forward without your approval. Being needed helped you grow, but I want you to hear me really clearly. Being needed for everything prevents your business from maturing. Your goal is not to care less. Your goal is to stop treating your time and your judgment and your energy as unlimited resources because let's face it, folks, they're not. Okay, the third thing I see, you built a business around an outdated definition of success. The goals that created your current business may not be the goals that should be in the next phase. And at one point, success may have meant proving you can make money and then hiring the team and hitting 7 figures. And those are really important things. But the next goal for you may actually not be more revenue. Maybe it's stronger margins or fewer projects or a more senior developed team. Maybe it's more time getting back to what you love, actually doing the design work itself. And maybe it's actually stepping away from the design work and just running the company and letting others take that creative load. See, a business can operate for 2 weeks without you. It should be able to. Changing the goal is not about losing ambition. I think a lot of times we get really scared that it is. Instead, I want you to challenge that thinking. It is becoming more intentional about where your ambition is taking you. So what do I want you to do with this? What are your actionable steps? First of all, step 1, separate your business success from your personal satisfaction. And this is as simple as creating 2 columns. And then the first one, what is working in the business? And list things like revenue, profit, pipeline, your team. In that second column, I want you to write, what's not working for me? And I want you to be really honest. Are you in too many meetings? Do you maybe no longer get to design? Maybe it's not working that you're always available and that you can't take time off, or you feel responsible for everyone. See, a business can be working financially and still not be working for its owner. And until you separate those 2 realities, you may keep trying to solve dissatisfaction by actually creating more success. All right, step 2, I want you to audit your actual role. For 2 weeks, track how you really spend your time. Then I want you to place each activity into 4 categories. Only I can do this. Someone else could actually do this with training and it would be lovely. Someone else already owns this, or this should not even be happening at all. And you may discover your exhaustion is not caused only by the amount of work. It can be caused by avoidable work, repeated questions, maybe it's unnecessary communication or custom exceptions. All right. Problems created by unclear processes tend to be one of the biggest that hit this category. I want you to sit with that. Step 3, define the role you actually want in the company that you created. What role do you want in here? Do you want to be the creative director? Maybe you want to be the COO. Maybe you want to be the CEO. Maybe you want to be the rainmaker. There is no correct answer here. That is why you created this company and you get to create your role. The problem is when you are trying to hold every role simultaneously and you feel utterly crushed by it. So what can you do practically to figure this out? Identify the 5 responsibilities that you want to still belong to you 2 years from now. And then I want you to start building the company around that role. All right, step 4, build a stop doing strategy. Most businesses are always adding, but let's face it, a business, a human, everything is limited. It is just like a dinner plate. There's a point where things fall off the edge. So fulfillment often requires subtraction. Before you add, you need to take away. I love what Bob Goff does every Tuesday. He quits something, packs it up and says, I'm done. What have you quit lately? And this isn't just about being a quitter. This is about being a successful quitter. We are saying no to say yes to the right thing. What client type should you stop accepting? Which services should you stop offering? What meetings should you stop attending? Because you cannot create space without deciding what is no longer going to occupy it. And then step 5, I want you to test the business without you. And this can feel like riding a bike without your hands, but it's important. Choose one day each week when you are unavailable for routine questions and give your team clear decision-making parameters. Define what qualifies as a genuine emergency. Ask them to document the decisions they made without you, and then you get to review the results. This builds their judgment and your trust in them. And the goal is not for someone to become you. The goal instead is for the company to produce strong outcomes without requiring your involvement in every stinking detail. So what is your mindset shift? And it is a big one. And hopefully you're already feeling it just as we're having this conversation. The belief keeping so many successful designers stuck is if I change my business now, I'm being ungrateful for what I have built. And let me tell you right now, friend to friend, you can be proud of what you created and acknowledged, and that the current version also no longer works for you. See, gratitude does not require permanent loyalty to a business model that you have finally outgrown. Celebrate that outgrow. Be thrilled with that outgrow. It doesn't mean you're ungrateful for what got you here. Another belief I see is this is simply what success requires. Hard seasons happen. Leadership carries responsibility, and don't get me wrong, growth can be uncomfortable. The year that we grew 15x was uncomfortable. I'd be lying to you if I said it wasn't. But it gets better. Chronic exhaustion should not become your business strategy. Instead, I want your new belief to be, my business is allowed to serve me too. Give yourself that permission and give your business that weight instead of you carrying it all the time. This is not just financially. It should support your energy, your relationships, your creativity, your health, your family, all the things that matter to you in life, that were your why for why you even started in this company or why you created it. You may simply need a better structure. You do not have to destroy what you have built to change it. We just have to get there and reorder it. Maybe it's clearer leadership, stronger boundaries, a different service model. That's okay. Or it may feel like a strong deviation, but I want to tell you, you're building on what you've already created. And that is what is going to allow you to get to the next level. So you can build a business that everyone envies and goes, gosh, I wish I had her portfolio on Insta. But you can feel completely disconnected. But you can also feel completely disconnected from it. This does not erase your success. Instead, like we always talk about, it's giving you information that you can then make decisions from. Before deciding that you need to leave this industry or leave your company, ask whether you need to change how you are operating and leading the business. I get it's a lot easier to walk out the door than it is to fix the situation. But as my therapist says, you take yourself with you everywhere you go. This is a significant part of the work I'm doing right now with designers across the country in my coaching space. See, we do not look only at revenue. We're looking at profitability, your team structure, leadership, the client experience, the services you're offering, the systems, and the actual role that you are playing as the owner. And I'm not coaching this industry from the outside. I'm still busy running a multi-million-dollar profit firm, not just a multi-million-dollar firm. See, I understand the realities of balancing clients and deadlines and contractors and vendors and profitability and creating all of these standards. And the answer is not what I hear from so many other coaches. Raise your prices, set better boundaries, create a better welcome packet. All those feel really good, but they don't actually move the needle in getting you to where you want to be in the company that you created. We have to build a structure, rather, that makes all of these boundaries possible. And this is why I work with designers who thought they needed more clients when actually they just needed more profitable projects. And designers who thought they needed another contractor employee when actually they just needed better systems. And the most important growth question may no longer be, how do I make this business bigger? Or how do I scale? Which sounds super sexy. Instead, it may be, how do I make this business better to own? See, you built this company, and let me tell you right now, you're allowed to redesign it. So this week, ask yourself, if I were designing this business for the person I am today, what would I do differently? Not the person you were back when you started the firm, not the person trying to prove she could succeed, but the person you are now. And I want you to write down that answer, put ink to paper. And if you know the business needs to change, but you're too close to see what that change should actually be, this is the exact work I do when I sit with designers one-on-one, not in a group setting where you have to share your financials with everybody in the group. No, instead we sit down one-on-one and we process through what is working, what is not, and build a better business. Head over to fixmydesignbiz.com. Again, that's fixmydesignbiz.com. Book a problem-solving call with me. It's free. Let's see if we're a good fit, because at the end of the day, your business should be working for you rather than you working for it. Until next time, take care.